Hello, welcome to our YouTube channel of Indian Astrology. Today we will discuss the 5th house of the horoscope. But before that, we will cover some basic information about the entire horoscope. I will be teaching you in YouTube channel of Indian Astrology from the basics to advanced levels. First, it's important to know that the horoscope has 12 houses, 12 zodiac signs, and 9 planets, but 2 of these planets are considered shadow planets. First, we will learn about the 12 houses of the horoscope and where they are located in the birth chart. First, the first house comes here. Then the second house comes here. After that, the third house comes here. And then the fourth house comes here. Later, the fifth house comes here. Then the sixth house comes here. After that, the seventh house comes here. And then the eighth house comes here. Later, the ninth house comes here. Then the 10th house comes here. After that, the 11th house comes here. And finally, the 12th house comes here. The 12 houses are always fixed. That means the 12 houses never change. Now we will learn about the 12 zodiac signs. The positions of these 12 signs and 9 planets in the 12 houses of the horoscope will be changed depending on the person's date of birth, place of birth, and exact time of birth. Now we know the names of all 12 zodiac signs. And we know the numbers assigned to each of those signs. Aries is number 1. Taurus is number 2. Gemini is number 3. Cancer is number 4. Leo is number 5. Virgo is number 6. Libra is number 7. Scorpio is number 8. Sagittarius is number 9. Capricorn is number 10. Aquarius is number 11. And Pisces is number 12. The names of the 9 planets are Sun, Moon, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, Saturn, Rahu, and Ketu. Among these, Rahu and Ketu are called shadow planets. The zodiac signs and planets are connected to each other by numbers. This is referred to as the ruling planet of the zodiac sign. Out of the 9 planets, 7 are assigned ownership of the zodiac signs. Rahu and Ketu are not assigned physical signs. The Sun is assigned to only one zodiac sign, which is Leo, and the zodiac sign number for Leo is 5. The Moon is assigned only one zodiac sign, which is Cancer, and the ruling planet number for Cancer is 4. The planet Mars is assigned to 2 zodiac signs, Aries and Scorpio. The zodiac sign number for Aries is 1, and the zodiac sign number for Scorpio is 8. The planet Mercury is assigned to 2 zodiac signs, Gemini and Virgo. The zodiac sign number for Gemini is 3, and the zodiac sign number for Virgo is 6. The planet Jupiter has been assigned 2 zodiac signs, which are Sagittarius and Pisces. The zodiac sign number for Sagittarius is 9 and the zodiac sign number for Pisces is 12. The planet Venus is assigned to 2 zodiac signs, Taurus and Libra. The zodiac sign number for Taurus is 2, and the zodiac sign number for Libra is 7. The planet Saturn is assigned 2 zodiac signs, Capricorn and Aquarius. The zodiac sign number for Capricorn is 10, and the zodiac sign number for Aquarius is 11. Each house, sign, and planet in a horoscope has its own unique characteristics. By studying and combining all these characteristics, we can predict the future of any individual. In today's video, we will study and discuss the 5th house of the horoscope in detail. What does the 5th house represent? The 5th house is called the house of past karma. The 5th house represents intelligence and thinking ability, higher education, children, love affairs, creativity such as art, writing, music, speculation such as the stock market, gambling, mantras, tantra, astrology, spiritual practices, romance and attraction, and merits from past lives. If the 5th house is strong, the person is intelligent, creative, fortunate, and loving. What are the natural characteristics, and qualities of the 5th house? The element of the 5th house is fire. The direction of the 5th house is east. The nature of the 5th house is creative and romantic. The 5th house brings intelligence and pleasure. What are the good and bad effects of all the planets on the 5th house? If the sun has a positive influence on the 5th house, it bestows leadership qualities, sharp intellect, pride in children, and success in education. This placement favors education in fields such as political science, physics, mathematics, or civil engineering. Natural talent for stock market investments and speculative ventures, often gaining significant returns. However, overconfidence can lead to risky bets if not disciplined. Assume if any person has Sagittarius sign ascendant, means 5th house have first number sign. So it means the sun is in the 5th house. It forms an auspicious yoga, because of sun is exalted in the Aries sign. If the sun has a negative influence on the 5th house, it leads to arrogance and causes conflicts between the person and their children. Reduced confidence, challenges in maintaining authority, and a need for validation in relationships and creativity. Friction in relationships with children, a need for greater effort to succeed in education, and potential health issues related to vitality or digestion. Assume if any person has Gemini sign ascendant, means 5th house have 7th number sign. So it means the sun is in the 5th house. It forms an inauspicious yoga, because of sun is debilitated in the Libra sign. If the moon has a positive influence on the 5th house, it bestows emotional intelligence, an imaginative mind, and an interest in art and writing. It can make the native a poet, writer, or lyricist. Emotions, creativity flows naturally and attractively, strong attachment to children, loving, protective parent. Children are often fortunate, attractive, artistic, possibility of talented or popular children. Romantic, affectionate, loyal, seeks emotional security in love, attracts stable and sensual partners, can experience deep love affairs. Assume if any person has Capricorn sign ascendant, means 5th house have 2nd number sign. So it means the moon is in the 5th house. It forms an auspicious yoga, because of moon is exalted in the Taurus sign. If the moon has a negative influence on the 5th house, it causes instability in love relationships and leads to mood swings. Deep spiritual intelligence, strong intuitive power, magnetic personality, creative genius, emotional healing ability, powerful connection to mantra and meditation. Anxiety about children, emotional instability, obsessive love patterns, risky speculation, mood-based decisions. Assume if any person has Cancer sign ascendant, means 5th house have 8th number sign. So it means the moon is in the 5th house. It forms an inauspicious yoga. Because of moon is debilitated in the Scorpio sign. If Mars has a positive influence on the 5th house, it gives the native a sharp mind, a competitive spirit, and success in sports and engineering. It can make the native a sportsperson or an army officer. Strategic intelligence, leadership, creativity, competitive education, passionate romance, calculated speculative gains, strong karmic merit. Bold but calculated investor, strong, disciplined, ambitious children. Creativity expressed through action, design, mechanics, architecture, technology, strategy. Assume if any person has Virgo sign ascendant, means 5th house have 10th number sign. So it means the Mars is in the 5th house. It forms an auspicious yoga. Because of Mars is exalted in the Capricorn sign. If Mars has a negative influence on the 5th house, it causes conflicts in love relationships and tension with children. Mars represents action, courage, aggression, logic, technical ability, competition. Cancer is ruled by the moon, a watery, emotional, nurturing sign. Emotionally reactive intelligence, passionate creativity, turbulent romance, protective but sometimes controlling parenting, risky speculation, karmic lesson, emotional maturity. Assume if any person has Pisces sign ascendant, means 5th house have 4th number sign. So it means the Mars is in the 5th house. It forms an inauspicious yoga. Because of Mars is debilitated in the Cancer sign. If Mercury has a positive influence on the 5th house, it can make the native highly intelligent, skilled in mathematics, interested in the IT sector, proficient in astrology, and give them a business-oriented mind. It can make the native a chartered accountant or an astrologer. Education, consulting, business analysis, communication-based careers, extremely analytical, detail-oriented mind, creativity expressed through writing, editing, teaching, scripting, coding, designing systems. Assume if any person has Taurus sign ascendant, means 5th house have 6th number sign. So it means the Mercury is in the 5th house. It forms an auspicious yoga. Because of Mercury is exalted in the Virgo sign. If Mercury has a negative influence on the 5th house, it can cause the native to overthink excessively and become cunning. Dreamer mindset, sensitive communicator, creative intelligence, romantic idealist, spiritual thinker, risk of confusion in decision-making, difficulty focusing on structured learning, creative imagination. Pisces enhances imagination. 5th house enhances artistic self-expression, so person should be talent in poetry, writing, music, film, acting, storytelling. Strong visualization ability, spiritual or mystical creativity. Assume if any person has Scorpio sign ascendant, means 5th house have 12th number sign. So it means the Mercury is in the 5th house. It forms an inauspicious yoga. because of Mercury is debilitated in the Pisces sign. If Jupiter has a positive influence on the 5th house, it bestows upon the native intelligence, well-mannered children, and spiritual knowledge. It can make the native a teacher, a mentor, or a religious person. Very strong dharma, righteousness and wisdom, emotional intelligence combined with higher knowledge, blessings from past life merit, purva punya, natural optimism and protective nature toward loved ones, strong moral compass and ethical decision-making, deep philosophical or spiritual understanding, teaching, counseling, spiritual or philosophical studies, law, education, psychology. Assume if any person has Pisces sign ascendant, means 5th house have 4th number sign. So it means the Jupiter is in the 5th house. It forms an auspicious yoga, because of Jupiter is exalted in the Cancer sign. However, a negative influence of Jupiter on the 5th house is not considered auspicious for the native. This can cause the native to face challenges in various areas of life. If a person is associated with the field of education, they will face difficulties in that area. Self-doubt in intelligence, delay in joy from children, dry or serious romantic expression, struggles with faith early in life. Practical intelligence, delayed but stable success in education, serious love life, responsible parenting, slow building spiritual wisdom. Luck that comes through discipline, not chance. Assume if any person has Virgo sign ascendant, means 5th house have 10th number sign. So it means the Jupiter is in the 5th house. It forms an inauspicious yoga, because of Jupiter is debilitated in the Capricorn sign. If Venus has a positive influence on the 5th house, it brings success in love, makes the native an artist, provides opportunities in the film industry, gives a good sense of fashion, and bestows a beautiful personality. It can make the native an actor or a designer. Romantic, artistic personality, strong creative genius, deep love nature, blessings through children, spiritualized intelligence, good past life merit. Natural ability in psychology, poetry, music, cinema, or spiritual philosophy. Romantic imagination fuels artistic expression. Assume if any person has Scorpio sign ascendant, means 5th house have 12th number sign. So it means the Venus is in the 5th house. It forms an auspicious yoga, because of Venus is exalted in the Pisces sign. However, a negative influence of Venus on the 5th house is not considered good for the native. The person becomes engrossed in sensual pleasures and illusions of love. Romantic dissatisfaction, self-doubt in creative expression, delay in childbirth, overthinking spoiling happiness, critical approach to loved ones. Analytical in love, perfectionist in creativity, serious in romance, thoughtful in education, karmically learning emotional balance. Assume if any person has Taurus sign ascendant, means 5th house have 6th number sign. So it means the Venus is in the 5th house. It forms an inauspicious yoga, because of Venus is debilitated in the Virgo sign. If Saturn has a positive influence on the 5th house, it gives the native serious thinking, delayed childbirth, and a research-oriented mind. It can make the native a scientist or researcher. Slow progress, emotional maturity early, feeling restricted compared to peers, but after 30 or 36 age of person have strong stability, respect in society, recognition for wisdom, balanced and dignified life. Deep, serious, analytical thinker, strong logical reasoning, excellent long-term planner, good in law, research, mathematics, strategy, governance. Assume if any person has Gemini sign ascendant, means 5th house have 7th number sign. So it means the Saturn is in the 5th house. It forms an auspicious yoga, because of Saturn is exalted in the Libra sign. If Saturn has a negative influence on the 5th house, it is not considered good for the native. The native may experience disappointment in love, and there may be obstacles in having children. Serious, deep, analytical thinker, intelligence develops slowly but becomes mature with age, may struggle with self-confidence in early education, tendency toward pessimistic or overcritical thinking, practical rather than imaginative intelligence. Fear of failure may block natural expression of ideas. Expression is structured, technical, or serious like law, engineering, research, history, emotional distance from children in early years, delay in childbirth. Responsibility or karmic lessons through children, strict parenting style. Assume if any person has Sagittarius sign ascendant, means 5th house have 1st number sign. So it means the Saturn is in the 5th house. It forms an inauspicious yoga, because of Saturn is debilitated in the Aries sign. If Rahu has a positive influence on the 5th house, it bestows exceptional intelligence on the native, makes them proficient in technology, a master in AI, and provides opportunities in the media. It can also make the native a digital creator. Creative genius, wealth through intellect, famous performer or financial strategist, powerful manifestation ability, influencer with mass appeal. Attraction to glamorous or unconventional artistic fields, can become famous through creative expression. Assume if any person has Capricorn sign ascendant, means 5th house have 2nd number sign. So it means the Rahu is in the 5th house. It forms an auspicious yoga, because of Rahu is exalted in the Taurus sign. However, if Rahu has a negative influence on the 5th house, it is not considered auspicious for the native. The native may face love scandals and difficulties related to children. Becomes psychologically intense, develops obsession with hidden knowledge, can create emotional turbulence, may give fascination with occult, tantra, psychology, or taboo subjects. When weak, debilitated Rahu confusion, paranoia, emotional extremes. Highly unconventional thinking, interest in research, mysteries, hidden subjects, overthinking, anxiety-driven imagination, mental confusion in early life, obsessive thought patterns. Assume if any person has Cancer sign ascendant, means 5th house have 8th number sign. So it means the Rahu is in the 5th house. It forms an inauspicious yoga, because of Rahu is debilitated in the Scorpio sign. If Ketu has a positive influence on the 5th house, it bestows spiritual intelligence, knowledge of astrology, and an interest in Tantra. It can make the native a spiritual seeker or a tantric practitioner. Very deep, intuitive, research-oriented intelligence. Scorpio gives psychological depth. Ketu gives mystical, subconscious insight. Karmic connection with children. Children may be spiritually inclined or unusual. Possibility of delay in childbirth, emotional detachment or unconventional parenting style. Relationship with children may feel karmically intense. Assume if any person has Cancer sign ascendant, means 5th house have 8th number sign. So it means the Ketu is in the 5th house. It forms an auspicious yoga. Because of Ketu is exalted in the Scorpio sign. However, if Ketu has a negative influence on the 5th house, it is not considered auspicious for the native. It can lead to detachment from children and distance in romantic relationships. Practical intelligence but mental restlessness, difficulty focusing consistently, confusion in decision-making at times, attachment to fixed ideas, overthinking about security, money, or validation. Karmic lessons connected to children, feeling that something is missing in love life, may face interruptions in education, past life attachment to material comforts, unfinished karma related to love or wealth. Assume if any person has Capricorn sign ascendant, means 5th house have 2nd number sign. So it means the Ketu is in the 5th house. It forms an inauspicious yoga. Because of Ketu is debilitated in the Taurus sign. How will each zodiac sign affect the 5th house? Having Aries, a fire sign ruled by Mars in the 5th house, makes a person courageous in love, fond of creative challenges, and skilled in performance-based activities. This placement brings passion, confidence, and initiative to romantic life, but it can sometimes create difficulties in conceiving or having children. Taurus in the 5th house brings creativity, stability, and a practical approach, strengthening a person's artistic talents and romantic relationships. This placement fosters loyalty in romance and a nurturing attitude towards children, but it can also present challenges such as resistance to change or stubbornness. The influence of Gemini in the 5th house makes the native creative, intelligent, and skilled in communication. Since Mercury is the ruling planet of Gemini, having Gemini in the 5th house can lead to innovation in education, intellectual compatibility in romantic relationships, and cleverness and eloquence in children. The presence of Cancer water element, ruled by the moon in the 5th house, brings emotionality, creativity, and a family-centered approach. It bestows sensitivity in matters of education, children, and love, making the native emotionally expressive in relationships and creative in their studies. The role of parents is crucial for happiness related to children, but if there are any malefic planets present, there may be fluctuations in matters of children or romantic relationships. The presence of Leo as a fire sign in the 5th house makes a person highly creative, enthusiastic, and expressive. Ruled by the sun, it brings courage, confidence, and a dramatic flair to matters of love, children, art, and education. This placement grants success in creative projects and strong leadership abilities. The influence of Virgo in the 5th house makes a person highly analytical, practical, and perfectionistic in matters of creativity, education, and love. This placement enhances intellectual abilities, leading the individual to work with precision, especially in education and finance. There is a tendency towards seriousness in romantic relationships and a heightened concern for the health of children. Libra in the 5th house brings a balanced, harmonious, and artistic approach to matters of love, creativity, and children. This placement grants fairness in romance, an interest in the arts, and happiness from children. Individuals with this placement can earn good money through their creativity, but they may face uncertainty or indecisiveness when making decisions. Having Scorpio in the 5th house brings depth to emotions, intensity to creativity, and mystery and passion to romantic relationships. This placement can give a person an interest in research, occult practices, or esoteric knowledge. Along with intense emotional attachment in love life, significant transformations may be observed in creative pursuits. The influence of Sagittarius in the 5th house makes a person creative, optimistic, and eager to learn. This placement increases interest in adventurous activities, higher education, and spiritual pursuits. The individual possesses immense creative energy, constantly seeking new ideas and experiences. The presence of Capricorn ruled by Saturn in the 5th house brings discipline, seriousness, and a practical approach to these areas of life. The native is serious about creative pursuits, takes responsibility for matters related to children, and prefers stability or a long-term commitment in romantic relationships. This placement makes one intelligent, but it can also cause delays or require hard work in creative endeavors. Having Aquarius in the 5th house brings innovation, uniqueness, and a progressive approach to creativity, education, and love life. This placement makes the individual adept in fields outside of traditional thinking, such as those related to science, technology, or social change. There is a distinctive approach to children, and independence is crucial in romantic relationships. The sign of Pisces in the 5th house brings emotional sensitivity, heightened imagination, and spirituality. This is excellent for creativity, but it can also lead to a lack of practical planning and excessive emotionality or disappointment in matters of love and children. What are the results if the Lord of the 5th house is strong? If the Lord of the 5th house is strong, it bestows sharp and stable intellect, success in studies, success in love, virtuous and well-mannered children, the ability to make the right decisions at the right time, profits in stocks and investments, and name and respect. For example, let's say a person has Aries ascendant and the 5th house contains the sign Leo, which is ruled by the Sun. If the Lord of the 5th house, the Sun, is exalted in the 1st house, then the person will possess leadership qualities, be successful in administration and politics, and become a respected individual. What problems arise if the Lord of the 5th house is weak? If the Lord of the 5th house is weak, it can lead to obstacles in education, betrayal or breakup in love relationships, problems or delays in having children. The native may make wrong decisions, suffer losses in investments, and experience a lack of self-confidence. For example, let's say a person has Libra ascendant and Aquarius sign in the 5th house, which is the sign ruled by Saturn. If the Lord of the 5th house, Saturn, is debilitated in the 1st house, then the person's thinking process is slow, there are frequent changes in their studies, and distance develops in their love life. What are the remedies for the fifth house? Help children with their education, feed green fodder or jaggery to a cow, and chant the mantras of Mercury or Jupiter. The profound conclusion is that if the Lord of the fifth house is strong, the native lives an intelligent, creative, and fortunate life. If the Lord of the fifth house is weak, the native faces struggles in love, education, and matters related to children.